Hello BookTube, my name is Kat and welcome back to my BookTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my fall TBR. I love watching TBRs, they're some of my favorite videos here on BookTube and I have not made one yet, so I really want to go over my fall picks because I love like matching my books with the season and getting that like cozy vibes when I'm reading a fall or like a winter book. So let's go ahead and dive into this. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out. I really like doing this, so help a girl out. Thanks. All right, first and foremost, I'm gonna start with a book that I'm already reading and is quickly becoming like one of my favorites, I think. I don't know how the ending's gonna go though, but it is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I actually only had the ebook of this, and yesterday I went and picked up the hard copy because I want to annotate it because it is so freaking good that I just cannot imagine like not actually owning this book. So the premise of this book is it starts off with our main character Oliver in jail, leaving jail. We know he's been in jail for the past 10 years for a crime that he may or may not have committed. We don't really know for sure. And he is then telling the truth about his story to the detective that originally arrested him, because the detective is like, yo, I'm not a police officer anymore, no double jeopardy, like I just want to know what happened. Like, I'm genuinely curious. Can you please tell me what happened? So Oliver goes on to tell the entire story of how him and his 7 friends ended up with one of them dead. And they are super into Shakespeare. They go to a college where they only perform Shakespeare plays. And so if you know anything about Shakespeare, it's amazing. If you know anything about like tragedies in general, it is amazing. It has a lot of Shakespeare quotes in it. But the author does a really great job of making sure that if you don't know Shakespeare, you still know what's going on, so don't worry about that. But if you do love Shakespeare, it just is gonna make this book 20 times better for you. I am obsessed so far. You can see I'm a little more than halfway through with it, and I'm definitely going to upload a full review when I'm done, as long as it doesn't turn out horrible. I'm super excited, and the fall vibes, it's, I think people have classified this as dark academia, so if you're into that, you should definitely take a look at this. The next book on my TBR is The Secret History. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So to my knowledge, this book is fairly similar to If We Were Villains. I think that's actually been a criticism of If We Were Villains. It's a lot of booktubers, book talkers, bookstagrammers' favorite books. So with that being said, I'm pretty interested in seeing what all the hype is about. It is also dark academia, which gives me a lot of cozy fall vibes. And I love the description of like fall scenery, so I'm hoping I can get that out of The Secret History. All right, the next book on my fall TBR is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. If you watched my previous video about Six of Crows, you know I didn't have the most predictable experience with it. Essentially, a girl named Galaxy, who goes by Alex. Basically, a girl named Alex survived and was a witness to or part of, somehow involved in a homicide. And then she is kind of mysteriously invited to go to Yale, and she's like, there's gotta be some catch here, like what's going on? And she discovers a lot about their secret societies. This is also, I believe, some dark academia, which I guess is just my fall vibe. I'm super excited for this. I love the cover on it too. And I actually picked this up secondhand for like $13, and it's the hardcover and it's in perfect condition. So super hyped on that too. A book I'm extra hyped for is Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I have never read Stephen King before, and this one just sounds so interesting. It actually came out on the 6th of this month, so it's super new. So I haven't really seen anybody talking about it yet, but it is more of a fantasy. It's about a high school student whose parents died, or his mom died and his dad is not really present. He meets somebody with a shed in his backyard, and that shed leads to a portal to a whole nother world. It gives me kind of Narnia vibes. It sounds really awesome. It sounds very fascinating. When I think of Stephen King, I purely think of horror, so I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he does a fantasy novel. Next, I'm going to talk about All of Us Villains, another villain book. And this one I hadn't really heard anybody talk about, but I picked it up because I saw it on the table at Barnes & Noble and I was like, that actually sounds pretty interesting. 7 families have to compete in a tournament to the death, and the prize that they win is a like spring of magic that gives them basically, I think, like control over the whole world or like something crazy. And then something is released exposing all of their secrets. And I think, based on the name of the book and all that, that it's going to turn out with finding out that all of these people are really effed up and this is a really bad, horrible thing that they do every year. Around Halloween, I'm probably going to pick up the X-Hex. I've heard mixed reviews on it. Hex, Halloween, I feel like it's a staple. Got to. I think it's just a romance. Not really going to go into that one too much, but I am thinking about that one. That's on my list. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover is coming out in October. I'm definitely going to pick that up and read it. Another honorable mention that I don't feel the need to give a synopsis of is A Little Life. Everyone talks about it. And the last book for my fall TBR is going to be His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I recently read Rock, Paper, Scissors, and it's one of the best thrillers I have literally ever read. I was amazed. I read it all in one day. It's about a murder that occurs and everyone has a side to the story and it's going through their side to the story so we can figure out what actually happened. Rock, Paper, Scissors had an unreliable narrator. So I think that is gonna be what this one has too. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Anywho's, that wraps up my fall TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see reading vlogs about any of those, comment down below. If you have a book on your TBR, comment it down below. Let us know what it's about. And yeah, please give me a like and subscribe down below. And I will see you guys when I see ya. Bye.